Going to the sculpting tools, we're going to go down here to texture and click on new. Then go to the texture properties. If I search for scales bump map CC0 in Google Images, there's a bunch of images you could use, but I'm going to use my own that I made. So again, you just want a black and white displacement image. I'm going to click open and open my image. You can see here that I have a scales image loaded. Back on the sculpt tools, you can see here if I left click and drag to draw the scales, we don't have enough geometry. So I'm going to change this to constant detail so the detail doesn't change whether we're zoomed in or out. I'm going to put the resolution on this to 150. On this one, the higher the number, the more resolution you'll have. So now if I left click and draw, you can see that we get the scales on the creature. Under the texture, I'm also going to change this from tiled to stencil. So now in the bottom right, we have a stencil. We can move it by right clicking and dragging, rotate it by control right clicking and dragging, and scaling it by shift right clicking and dragging. So right here, I could place a stencil on one side of the face. Again, we're mirroring it, so we only need to put it on half. And here, if I left click, you can see it's going to add the scales. If I want the scales even stronger, I could put the strength up or just left click again, and it will basically layer it on top of the previous scales. I could also left click, drag, and hold to make it stronger as well. We could hold down control and draw to remove the intensity of the scales. We could then of course hold down shift and smooth out some of the scaling. So go ahead and draw scales wherever you want. And there we go, we now have scales everywhere.